There are
not a
still
single
open investigations.
Not a single Israeli
by the
soldier,
military
Piers,
advocate general
has gone to prison
yes,
for killing a Palestinian since October 2023.
By the
not
military
one.
advocate general about
None.
yes, they have. I don't remember the name, but I know
You're lying.
Of several
Anyone
Israeli
can Google
soldiers.
it right now.
No,
Jonathan Conricus is lying to you.
You can Google.
In April, 15 Palestinians
you can
were
say
killed.
whatever you want. You can continue.
No one went to prison.
Welcome back, everyone. Tonight on the Piers Morgan Show, Jonathan Conricus, Israel's most notorious spokesman, went head-to-head with Mehdi Hasan. And let's just say, it wasn't even close. Mehdi came in armed with facts and moral clarity, while Jonathan fell back on the same old routine of dodges, deflections, and petty insults. Honestly, it's almost beneath Hasan's level to even share a stage with someone like this. But that's what makes this clash so revealing. It shows just how weak the propaganda becomes when confronted with real accountability. Before we dive into the full story, comment where you're watching from and don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. All right, let's get into it.
Earlier about, what the purpose of combat is. He said he was a proud IDF man. He's proudly part of a military that last week bombed a hospital not once, but twice. A double tap strike, according to CNN, triple tap strike, killing emergency responders, journalists, aid workers in front of our eyes. That is his glorious military. It's an Israeli military which, according to Dr. Nick Maynard, Piers, who you know, British doctor, I interviewed him last month. He said he treated Palestinian teenagers in his hospital in Gaza over the summer who were shot in the testicles, multiple children shot in the testicles by Jonathan's military, the same military that killed 15 paramedics.
Maybe
in April,
they were shot
and then
by
just
Hamas,
buried them
Mehdi.
with their ambulances in the sand. They were buried in the sand by the Israeli military in April. They lied, the Israelis. They said, oh, the lights were off. We didn't know who they were. Hamas were firing. Turned out all to be a lie. You know what the Israelis did, Piers? They fired the deputy commander. That's it. Nobody went to prison. No one was charged. They murdered 15 people. That's the military that Jonathan's come to defend. The most immoral military right now in the world that is bombing hospitals in front of our eyes.
Jonathan?
Yeah, it's, it's various levels of ridiculous. But listen, Mehdi, there's been a job opening. Israel finally got rid of Abu Ubaidah, a very prolific and well-to Hamas
You've really got to get better with your Hamas propaganda. You're a racist,
small man.
genocidal, war criminal.
Man.
You support war criminals.
Well,
you're trying to put a target on me? Are you and Elon Levy trying to put a target on me? Are you trying to put a target on me? You keep saying I'm Hamas, and you support killing Hamas.
You've done it with Elon, and it won't work with me, little Mehdi. Little Mehdi,
you've
done that shtick with Elon, it doesn't impress me. But I'm telling you is that if you improve your Arabic just a bit,
you keep saying I'm Hamas based on nothing.
If you improve your Arabic just a bit, I think you are well on track to become a very prolific spokesperson for
your
Hamas.
Troops engaged in sexual violence against Palestinian women.
Abu Ubaidah.
You're being investigated in the International Criminal Court.
Touting
you are part of an army that is committing genocide, Jonathan.
Mehdi, you are touting Hamas's propaganda lies. You are regurgitating things from April and from September.
The genocidal Israeli military.
Let me jump in. Jonathan, let me jump in, please.
Israeli military.
All right.
And now you want to kill every journalist that speaks out against you.
Yeah, Jonathan.
No, not at all.
And this right here shows exactly what happens when intelligence collides with emptiness. On one side, you had Mehdi Hasan, calm, sharp, delivering fact after fact with precision. On the other, Jonathan, a man who could only lash out with cheap insults and empty rhetoric. There was no real debate, no real counter-argument, just noise. That's what makes this so disturbing. Because instead of being a serious exchange about life and death issues, it felt like the whole thing was staged by Piers Morgan for spectacle. A setup designed to generate heat, not truth. And the result? Mehdi doing the heavy lifting of exposing propaganda, while Jonathan played his usual role, the paid spokesman deflecting with nothing but venom. It wasn't a clash of equals. It was a stark reminder of just how hollow the defenses of Israel's actions sound when stripped of spin and forced into the light.
First of all, I'm old enough to remember October 2023 when the world went mad to suggest that Israel would ever attack a hospital. We were told for months Israel would never attack a hospital. Now they proudly attack a hospital and try and justify it with nonsense justifications. We attacked it because there was a Hamas camera on the roof. First of all, it wasn't a Hamas camera. It was a Reuters camera. Reuters already gave the Israeli military their positions. There were no Hamas cameras on the roof. It's a ridiculous new phase of Israeli propaganda to say it was a Hamas camera justified killing 20 people, which was insane. Okay, let me speak if you stop interrupting. If you stop interrupting, then I'll deal with that lie. You already said it. You said there was
some... Let Mehdi respond,
no,
please.
You're lying.
Hamas terrorists have
let Mehdi respond.
I never get through a single answer on this show.
Let Mehdi respond.
6 Israel Hamas operatives were not killed. You claim they were killed. No evidence has been provided to the international media that there were 6 Hamas operatives there. In fact, the 6 photos that were released,
yes,
here, 2 of them were killed the day before. One of them was a well-known, local firefighter who Israel had already dealt with. They were not 6 Hamas operatives who were killed in that strike. As for it being a mistake, how can it be a mistake, Piers, when it was a double? Can you shut up so I can finish a sentence?
It doesn't make it true.
Piers, am I going to get to speak on this show?
Jonathan,
you're just going to let one person speak all the time?
But I mean, if you're going to lie and you're going to expect me to
sit there... Well, you both accuse each other of lying all the time.
Well, I'm debunking your lies, Jonathan.
Let Mehdi respond, then you can respond back.
And the world can see that... Jonathan, we're on Piers Morgan. I get to speak. We're not in Gaza. You don't get to kill me as a journalist. I get to speak here. 6 Hamas operatives were not killed. Israel claims they were killed. It's been debunked. 20 people were killed, including 5 journalists. It couldn't have been a tragic mistake, as Jonathan claims, because it was a double-tap strike. The Israeli media have reported that the Israeli military did it deliberately. In Israel, in Hebrew, they're not saying it was accident. They said it was a coordinated attack. A double-tap strike. How do you explain a second strike 9 minutes later? There is no mistake. It's what Boko Haram, ISIS, Al-Qaeda do. It's deliberately to kill emergency responders. 972, an Israeli media organization, says it is now standard procedure for the Israeli military to do double-tap strikes. Last summer in Mawasi, the New York Times has video of the Israelis doing a double-tap strike on Palestinian paramedics. You know what Israel said at the time, Piers? We will investigate this incident. Guess what? A year later, no investigation. No one was charged. No one was punished. They always say this to gullible interviewers in the West. Well, we're investigating this mistake. Not a single Israeli soldier has gone to prison for killing anyone in Gaza since October 2023. You'll remember, Piers, I said that to Alan Dershowitz on your show. I remain to be fact-checked. It is true. Nobody went to prison for killing 15 paramedics in April. Nobody went to prison for the Mawasi double attack last summer. No one will go to prison for killing 20 people in this hospital. Jonathan and his military love to do war crimes, and no one holds them to account.
Jonathan's performance was beyond embarrassing. It was disgraceful. The man spews lies so recklessly, it's as if propaganda is the only language he knows. He repeated the claim that Israel had taken out 6 Hamas operatives in that strike, but international journalists from outlets like the Associated Press, Reuters, Al Jazeera, and Middle East Eye quickly debunked it. The truth didn't line up with his narrative. And here's the kicker. If Israel really had eliminated 6 dangerous operatives, why would Netanyahu himself describe it as a tragic mishap and issue a statement of so-called regret? You don't regret taking out militants if that were genuinely the case. The only logical explanation is that they knew the truth. Innocent civilians, including journalists, were killed, and behind closed doors, there was no mourning, no remorse. It was treated like just another day of unchecked violence. Mehdi Hasan was spot on. We've watched mass death unfold in real time, and yet the perpetrators walk away untouched. No investigations that lead anywhere, no trials, no accountability. It's as if the rules of justice simply stop applying when it comes to these crimes. What we're seeing is impunity on a staggering level, a system where powerful officials commit atrocities and then smile on TV the next day as if nothing happened.
Positions,
Jonathan, who's gone to prison? Who's gone to prison?
Israeli
you said
soldiers,
nonsense, Jonathan. Who's gone to prison? I was right.
I said nonsense, which is everything that comes from your mouth is either Hamas propaganda or
Mehdi, let him answer.
And
name the person who's gone to prison.
And
he's not answering. Name the person who's gone to prison. You and Alan Dershowitz cannot name
understand what he's saying.
Israeli soldier who has gone to prison.
Mehdi,
let me hear him what he has to say.
IDF soldiers have been disciplined and sent to military prison for misconduct, and they are still open investigations.
Not a single Israeli soldier has gone to prison for killing a Palestinian since October 2023.
By the military advocate general about yes, they have. I don't remember the name, but I know
you're lying.
Of several
Anyone
Israeli
can Google
soldiers.
it right now.
No,
Jonathan Conricus is lying to you.
You can Google.
In April, 15 Palestinians
you can
were
say
killed.
Whatever you want. You can continue
no one went to prison.
To make
it's
up
a fact.
half
Google
truths
it. Sky News has the story.
And sprinkle lies as much as you want.
We're on YouTube, Jonathan.
I know
People
for
can
a fact,
Google that you're lying right now.
I know for a fact that Israeli soldiers have been disciplined.
April 2025, 15 paramedics killed. Not a single soldier was charged.
About being interrupted.
Mehdi, you don't like it when he interrupts you, Mehdi. Let him speak.
I am interrupting, Jonathan.
Yeah, but let him speak. You don't like it when he does it.
So I'm going to fact check your lies. That's how it works, Jonathan.
And there you have it. At the end of the day, this entire exchange left one thing crystal clear. Mehdi Hasan brought substance, while Jonathan brought nothing but hollow words. Not once did he present real evidence. Not once did he engage with the facts. He simply performed the role he's always played, a paid spokesman repeating talking points while dodging accountability. That's why it's so frustrating to even watch someone like Hasan have to sit across from him. Because one side is grounded in truth and morality, and the other is nothing more than a performance to defend the indefensible. So now I want to hear from you. What do you think of this clash? Was this one of Hasan's strongest takedowns yet, or just another reminder of how propaganda crumbles when it's exposed? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to keep this conversation going. Until next time, this has been The Whip Line. Thanks for tuning in.